Welcome to this internal security lecture series. In this lecture we will take ASEAN countries. What are this grouping? We will see. This video has been recorded because of the on-demand video lecture option, and I have a less subscriber. Within that, only one subscriber requested for this video lecture series, as I have recorded it. Moving ahead, I will request you to please go through this lecture till the end so that you will have a complete picture of this information. And further, I have uploaded the Look East and the Act East policy lecture, which is connected with this issue, and India is moving ahead with this Act East policy right now, where the security is the coining term. Okay, please subscribe this channel if you haven't subscribed it. This is a new channel, I need your support. Moving ahead, what is ASEAN? So as you will see the full form of it only, the ASEAN is that the Association of the Southeast Asian Nations. Okay, so in that, like, all the Southeast Asian countries are grouping together against China, because in the South China Sea regions, China claims its influence in that region. As per the international agreement, international law, from your land around 200 nautical mile, you will have a control over it, the economical zone for it. Like, whatever the resources will be present in that region, that will be belonging to you. But what China is doing, China is expanding, like it is capturing all other countries. It is saying that this land is my. So there is something called Nile dotted lines have been drawn, and China is claiming that these all things belongs to me. It does not belongs to other nations. So like Indonesia, then Vietnam, Laos, all have a conflicting issues with the China, and that's why they had a collaboration within together, so that they will evolve. They will have an economic deal. They have an economic, that financial improvement within their country. Okay, so the Association of the South China Sea Nations is a regional organization which was established to promote the political and the social stability and the rising tensions among the Asian Pacific post-colonial states, and it is because of the China only. And after that, due to these groupings, we have started to look upon the Look East and the Act East policy. I have made video lecture on that, you can go through it. So the Association of the South China Sea Nations of Asia is an organization formed by the government of Malaysia, Indonesia, Philippines, Thailand, Singapore in the 1967 to promote the economic growth, peace, security, social progress and the cultural development in the Southeast Asian region. India was not become can't become the member of the ASEAN countries because of the geographical location. As I've said, that it is the Southeast Asian countries have been involved, and India is not in the Southeast Asian countries. Okay, so that's why India is not a member of that grouping. So due to the geographical nation, India is not the member of it. India is a part of the South Asia, and ASEAN is an organization for the Southeast Asian nation. So the motto of this South Asian, that is ASEAN countries grouping, is that one vision, one identity and one community. And the 8th August, remember that day, 8th August is celebrated as the ASEAN Day, and ASEAN Secretary Permanent Office at the Indonesia, Jakarta. You will remember it. It may come in your match the following in that prelims questions. Okay. So what is the historical influence with that ASEAN grouping? So the ASEAN grouping that was established during the 1967, it was in the Bangkok, and the Thailand with the signing, like they together that formed the signing this agreement, ASEAN countries, with the signing of that Bangkok Declaration, as known as that ASEAN Declaration. I know that Bangkok Declaration, that is right now known as the ASEAN Declaration right now, by the founding fathers of the countries at that time was Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, Singapore, Philippines. Now it has been increased up to 10. We will see when we will see that Vietnam, Laos and all will come together. So the preceding organization of this ASEAN was Association of South Asia, ASA. Previously it was something called ASA, then it developed into the ASEAN when other 10 countries grouped together, with the comprising of Thailand, Philippines and Malaysia came together. So the 5 other nations joined in the ASEAN grouping. Earlier it was ASA. In subsequent years, making the current membership of that 10 years. Now that it has evolved as a 10 countries that came as a ASEAN countries. Earlier it was ASA. In that ASA, Thailand, Philippines and Malaysia were there. Okay. So which are the members of the ASEAN members? That is Thailand, Philippines, Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, Brunei, Vietnam, Laos, Myanmar, Cambodia, and these are the total 10 members. Remember it. Remember it. It may come into an exam, and it won't be like directly. They will give the capital of this country and they will tell you to arrange in the south to north, or the north to south, or the east to west. Match the following of the capitals of the country. Okay, so there are two observer states, namely Papua New Guinea, that is New Guinea, and the Timor Leste. These are the two observer state. Okay, if you see in the map, these are the 10 countries for the ASEAN members. So what are the objectives of this ASEAN grouping? Economically good, economically connected, peace should be there, because of the China there is so much conflict in that region, South China Sea. Assistance should be provided whenever there is a need. Skilling should be there, reskilling, all those things should be there, where India has joined, and India is focusing upon the infrastructure development and all. Then communication should be improved. That's what India have a grouping, that is the SAARC grouping, to get a good communication in the Asian countries, that is the South Asian countries, because if we see, India has a very poor connectivity with those countries. Okay, then education should be improved, grouping should be there, that groupings, collaboration should be there, coupling should be there. Okay, so economically accelerating economic growth, culture development, and social progress in the region by the joint initiative in the spirit of partnership and equality to cement the foundation of peaceful and strong community of Southeast Asian countries. Okay, and they should be promoting of the peace in that regions, because China is a nuclear power country, and they all want that that peace in that region. So for the peace region, in cooperation, respect for the justice and the rule of law in relation between the nations, and the adherence to the United Nations principle, international law, they want to be applied in that region. China creates its own rule and applies their own rule. That's what they are against of it. They want international cooperation in that region. International law should be applied in that region. Promoting active collaboration and the mutual assistance in the subject of common interest in the social, economic, cultural, administrative, scientific, and the technical domain. Okay, assisting members countries via training, research facilities in the education, administrative, technical, and the professional domain. That is the skilling, reskilling, and all. If a technology is coming, new technology is coming, then we have to reskill our neighbor that how to use that machine. If the new machine is coming, we have to tell them, we have to give a KT, knowledge transfer, so that they will know how to operate that machine. That is something called as a reskilling. Communication, cooperation for the better uses for the agriculture industries, trade expansion, including studying the problem of international commodity trade, improving communication, transportation facilities with all those Southeast Asian countries, improving living standards of the people among them, so that they will have a good health, medical facilities should be there. That's what their aim. Promoting Southeast Asian studies, education should be encouraged, and the grouping exploring more avenues for the further cooperation among themselves, and maintaining close and advantageous cooperation with the other international grouping with the similar objectives, where USA is also coming and investing lots of with the collaboration with the Philippines and all. Okay, so this was the objective of this ASEAN grouping. So what are the principle of it? Principle, so if you see, the ASEAN fundamental principle as contained in the Treaty of Amity and the Cooperation in Southeast Asian, TAC of 1936. In this Treaty of Amity, their principle was that they founding the principle are based upon the Treaty of Amity. The Treaty of Amity and the Cooperation TAC is a foundation treaty by the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, to establish a code of conduct to the govern interstate relation in the Southeast Asia. Okay, so that is what they are telling. ASEAN has actively encouraged North Asian states outside, that it is not like that they are ignoring other countries. They have they are encouraging other non-Asian countries also to encourage the code of conduct acceding by the TAC. So the principle for them is they will have a mutual respect for the independence, sovereignty, their sovereignty. They will respect their sovereignty. They will respect their equality. Like if someone is coming grouping with that country, like suppose India and USA are coming closer, so it means what? And USA does not have a good relation with Russia. Okay, so USA will want that India should not have a deal with Russia. India should not have a really good relation with the Russia. But India will tell, no, I am a sovereign country. I won't take decision on the influence of other. So India will have a deal with Russia also. India will give an option. If we have something better with that thing, give it to me. I will take with you. Like if let us suppose that in the France, India has a deal with the submarine. Okay, so a Scorpion submarine. So let us suppose USA doesn't want France doesn't want to be a relation good with the India and France. So India will say, if you have a good with that, if you have something better than that Scorpion submarine, give it to me. I will crack the deal with the France and I will take with you. If you do not have, then I will take with France. It is like I am a sovereign. I will take decision independently. I will not take decision on the influence of other. Okay, sovereign equality, territorial integrity, national identity of all nations, the right of every state to lead its national existence free from external interference, subversion, or the coercion. It should not be that in the influence of other, external interference should not be there. That is the same thing it is mentioning here, the right of every state to lead its national existence from external interference, subversion, and the coercion. Non-interference in the internal affairs of one other, that nobody will interfere with the internal affairs of any other country. Okay, settle, like let us suppose India is a member. India is not a member. Let us suppose India is a member. We have a Jammu Kashmir issue. They won't tackle with our internal issue. This is our internal matter. We will see it. You won't give any decision or the comment on that issue. That is the principle. Settlement of differences or disputes by the peaceful manner. Whatever the dispute will happen, we will settle it in the peaceful manner. Renunciation of the threat or the force of force. We won't use any force. No forceful actions or forceful advice will be given. That you have to apply with that. If you are not satisfied with that term, you can ignore that thing. You won't agree with that. There is nothing force on that countries, that you have to be a part of that issues. Okay, effective cooperation among themselves. So these are the principle of the ASEAN. So if we see how is this important with the ASEAN and India. So India, with that grouping only, India has launched with the Look East and the Act East policy. So since it started about a decade ago, the partnership between India and the South Association of Southeast Asian, comprising that Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Myanmar, Philippines, Singapore, and Thailand, Vietnam, has been developing at a quite fast pace. But India has a trade deficit with them. That's what issues with the India, because India is charging less tax with those countries. Free trade agreement, FTA. So due to that, India is charging less, and ultimately our domestic manufacturers, domestic countries, domestic industries are getting hit, because the price of that foreign product is cheaper compared with the domestic one. Even if it is higher, that technology is high, the people used to buy that product, and ultimately our domestic manufacturer is getting hit because we are not imposing any tax, and ultimately the dumping is happening within the country. That is the issue with India. India became a sectoral dialogue with the ASEAN in 1992. Mutual interest led ASEAN to invite India to become a full dialogue partnership during the 5th ASEAN Summit in Bangkok in the 1995. And India also became a member of ASEAN Regional Forum in 1996. India and ASEAN have been holding a summit level meetings on an annual basis from the 2002. Okay. In January 2010, in the August 2009, India signed a free trade agreement, as I've said, FTA, with ASEAN members in Thailand. Under the ASEAN-Indian FTA, ASEAN member countries and India will lift import tariffs. They won't charge import tariffs on more than 80% of the trade products between 2013 and 16, and ultimately this led a trade deficit with the India. It means that India was exporting less compared with those countries. Okay, according to the release by Ministry of Commerce and the Industry. In January 2010, Singapore, Malaysia, and Thailand accepted the free trade agreement on goods, and the other 7 Asian countries are expected to operationalize the FTA by the August 2010 at the time. And India and ASEAN are currently negotiating agreement on trade, services, and investment, and the services negotiations are taking place on the request round. It is like that the dumping of the product is happening, so India does not want that, but India want a collaboration with that. That's why ASEAN and India that have a topic for us. That is how India is being connected with that ASEAN. India want to increase connection with that. After the collapsing of the Soviet Union, India want to get a connection with that Asian countries, so that they will have a good connectivity. And further, there is an anti-China issues. India want to prove its authority influence to them, and that's what India is moving ahead with the free trade agreement, so that we will have a good relation with them. We have a product benefit. Now India is opposing that free trade agreement because India is facing trade deficit. Okay. India has made a request in the number of areas including teaching, nursing, architecture, chartered accountancy and medicines. It has a large number of English speaking professionals in these areas who have gained job opportunities in the ASEAN region. That is the benefit for India, that is getting job in those regions, skilling, education, more number of people, English speaking people in the India. India is also keen on expanding its telecom, IT sector, tourism and the banking in the Asian countries. Okay, I hope you have liked this video. Please like and subscribe. Your subscription is a form of payment for me. This was an on-demand video lecture. Similarly, no look east active policy lecture has been also uploaded. Please go through it. Please subscribe this channel if you haven't done. This is a new channel. I need your support. Thank you.